we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, so I'm Grant Schneider, and I want to welcome everyone here. I'm a Senior Director of Cybersecurity Services here at Venable, and that was the most compliant and the fastest we've seen a group take your seats ever. So if you can be compliant on other things, CISA and some agencies and internationally put an alert out last week about cybersecurity things you should do. Go do all of those as well, although most of you probably already have. Again, it's really on behalf of Venable and the Cybersecurity Coalition, a pleasure to host everyone here today. We're really excited about today's event and have been excited about all of the work that the Ransomware Task Force has done. Ari Schwartz is supposed to be here. He is managing a potential COVID outbreak at his house, trying to figure out whether there is one or isn't one, and kind of working through that. So he sends his regrets, but again, really appreciates the work that the task force did. You know, one of the things Ari has said a lot is the task force has proven that you can get things done in Washington if you don't care about the credit. And I think the task force really was a non-political, non-partisan, true public-private partnership, bringing the right people together, as evidenced by the group here and by the work that took place over the last couple of years. So again, greatly appreciate all of that. Have a fantastic program today, so we really appreciate everyone's attendance. A couple of logistical notes that I want to make. Well, first of all, I want to thank the Venable events team for hosting us, Arlana and Ali for pulling everything together, and Bree making sure that everything happened. So we greatly appreciate the team. A couple logistics things. The ladies' room, if you haven't found it, is sort of just past the coffee bar that's outside on the left. The men's room is past the receptionist's desk, further down the hall on the left. Feel free during breaks to go outside and use the terrace. And we will also, at the end of the event, for everyone here in person, there'll be a reception right outside that you are more than welcome to stay for. And then when we break for lunch at 12 o'clock, lunch is go pick up a box lunch and come back here, because the program picks back up at 12:15. So be as compliant as you were with getting in your seats this morning on going and getting lunch and coming back to your seats so that we can continue the program. So again, thank you very much for being here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Phil Reiner, the CEO of the IST, who's going to walk us through the day. So Phil.
Well, thank you, Grant, and thank you to the Venable team and to the Cybersecurity Coalition. We're immensely grateful. I think, what I would have said if Ari was here was, Ari's been absolutely instrumental from the very beginning of this effort, and it really has been a collaborative effort from the very beginning. So we're incredibly grateful. Good morning. Welcome to everybody. So as everyone knows, IST convened the Ransomware Task Force last year that brought together 60 plus organizations. And we executed what really was a unique process that centralized expertise from different sectors and created a comprehensive framework for trying to combat this ransomware scourge. What we have seen since then, I think, is absolutely encouraging, which is that the report was met by action from both governments and industry. And we're here today to take an honest accounting of that action. We're excited to say that 88% of the recommendations that were in the report have seen some implementation. We have also seen about 25% of significant progress on those recommendations. Examples include multiple instances of the President of the United States and other heads of states prioritizing this challenge in public statements and in summits with their counterparts, to include with President Vladimir Putin. The creation of the US Department of Justice's Ransomware and Digital Extortion Task Force, the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team, the G7 Extraordinary Senior Officials Forum on Ransomware, the US-led International Counter-Ransomware Initiative, domestic US legislation that provides much-needed financial resources, ransomware payment mandated in legislation, the reporting of those payments, the direction to stand up a DHS-led JRTF, Joint Ransomware Task Force, as was called for in the report, all combined with what I think is really impressive public-private collaboration that has resulted in a multitude of arrests, crypto seizures, indictments, and sanctions. Not bad for a year's work. Despite these efforts, however, ransomware attacks continue to persist, and in some estimates have actually continued to increase in volume. So in short, the steps taken to date have been necessary, they've been impactful, but much, much more remains to be done. So we are honored here today to bring together partners, colleagues, and champions in this space. As Grant noted, we have a fantastic lineup to try and take an honest accounting of how things have progressed over the last year and how things stand today. As we say thank you to all of you for all of your hard work day in and day out to get after this threat, we also must say thank you for what enables our collective work, which is the support that we get from our philanthropic partners. IST was very proud to announce just a little while ago that together with Craig Newmark Philanthropies, as part of the Civil Defense Initiative, that he is going to be providing $2 million to IST to help move the progress of this task force forward. We are incredibly grateful to the Hewlett Foundation that has been absolutely instrumental from the outset in enabling us to do this. And we're exceedingly excited to announce back in February that we have a number of corporate partners who are helping us with this. Today, we are adding to that number, which is now up to 13, to include additional support from Palo Alto, Datto, and TRM Labs. So I think maybe most importantly, finally, I want to say thank you to all of the operators and all of the folks who give us their support every day, in-kind support, that are part of our working groups, that are part of our research, that actually enable everything that we've been doing. We literally couldn't be here today without you. We couldn't do any of this work without all of what you do every day. So thank you, we appreciate you. Together we can push back, we are pushing back on the ransomware scourge. So with that, I would like to extend a warm welcome to my former NSC colleague, Ryan Gillis, the Vice President of Cybersecurity Strategy and Global Policy with Palo Alto. Ryan is going to introduce Senator Gary Peters.
Thanks, Phil. It's wonderful to see everybody today. So as we spend the day with a tremendous lineup of speakers celebrating both the progress that's been made, as Phil outlined so far to date over the last year, and also what needs to be done, there's no greater partner in Congress than Senator Gary Peters.